Did you know there's a banned Disney film? In 1946, Disney released Song of the South, and the film was almost immediately met with controversy. While some declared the film's depiction of black workers as happily subordinate to white plantation owners was overtly racist, the film's theme song, Zippity Doo Dah, won the Academy Award for Best Score, and the film's protagonist, actor James Baskett, was given an honorary award for his portrayal of the good natured Uncle Remus, the first Oscar to be awarded to an African American actor. Despite the praise for Basket, he was not able to attend the premiere of the film in Atlanta, as the city was segregated and blacks were not allowed in the theater. Soon after its release, Song of the South was pulled from theaters. And though the film was released on two separate occasions, it continues to be met with criticism and resistance in the US. To this day, you cannot purchase a copy of Song of the South in the US, though you can find pirated copies of the film online and clips on YouTube. Song of the South is not the only racially problematic Disney project. Disney has an extremely interesting and long history with depictions of race and culture. In the early days of Disney animation, for instance, the intrepid Mickey often encountered people of color in his adventures. Like much of the entertainment of the era, people of color were stereotyped, depicted as cannibals and prelingual peoples who communicated in grunts or music. From a historical perspective, it could be argued that these early pieces reflect the social views and racism inherent in the earliest 20th century. But allegations of racism, stereotyping, and white privilege continued to be leveled at Disney Studios. In this unit, we'll take a look at some historical pieces that provide a foundation for exploring the racial history of Disney Studios. From Trader Mickey and Song of the South to the more recent depictions of African American culture in The Princess and the Frog, we'll explore the fraught depictions of racial minorities and the controversies surrounding these pieces. As we explore the complexities of race, it's important to keep a few concepts from media studies in mind. The first has to do with representing other cultures. Though college campuses tend to be diverse, some people in the US live in relatively homogenous towns and cities with little diversity. In these cases, people learn about others from watching media. Their concept of other people, including, perhaps especially, minorities and immigrants, are shaped not by their own personal interaction with people, but rather through their consumption of media, replete with stereotypes, essentializing, and misrepresentation. Thus, the argument goes when people watch media, they think they're learning about others, but instead they are simply learning stereotypes that reduce other groups and cultures to mere caricatures. We see this, for instance, in the crows in Dumbo, referred to with an extremely insensitive tongue in cheek as Jim Crow, and in the Randy Chihuahua in Oliver and Company, who, despite his size, swaggers with no small amount of machismo and delights in hijacking cars. These are just a few of the stereotyped characters you'll encounter in the supporting roles of Disney films. In addition to these stereotypes, a second argument centers around the portrayal of certain groups of people as specific types of animals. Though many argue that the personification of certain animals is just innocent fun, there is compelling evidence that this imagery covertly teaches racial hierarchies, eliding racially charged messages. Finally, though misrepresentation and stereotyping abound, perhaps the most egregious error in Disney is simply the lack of representation. When taken as a whole, Disney media simply fails to include diverse characters. Two glaring examples in recent Disney filmography are The Lion King and Tarzan. I hope you'll find the resources and discussion in this unit provocative and enlightening. At the heart of this discussion will be an important question about all media, but especially about Disney. How much does media reflect our society, and how much does media shape our views? Let's find out.